Most people don't say, hey, I'm going to be your friend now. Will you be mine? And
Right.
here are the terms of our friendship.
Right.
You're just like, look, I vibe with this motherfucker. We cool. So we going to do this until I figure out what in the contract we're going to break. Most people don't know
Exactly.
what they're breaking. You know,
Me and my good friend and fellow astrologer Marie Russo oftentimes have conversations that we record, and I realize some of it is still yet to be seen by the public. So this is a continuation of a chat that we were having, and we're talking about a bunch of different stuff here. From me describing to her that I have been going through old family videos and realizing that I have videos from every Saturn motion that I've had, meaning a Saturn square, opposition, another square, or a return. And Libra energy, as well as the energy of Pluto in Leo, Pluto in Libra, and Pluto in Scorpio generationally. So let's check it out. And it's so fucking funny. Marie, another thing that I'm doing, I don't even know what's going to be yet. I just know that like it's helped in like the grief process and made things just be like even keel. Like going through all them tapes, like
oh yeah.
I'd be cracking up like, wow, there's a cat moon response. I just keep seeing them, and it's just so fucking funny because you don't ever think of these things. I'm not outside myself. I'm in me. I interact with people, and then I'm like,
right.
Oh, look at this. Look at this time period. I remember exactly what was happening when I made that face. It's like, it's just crazy.
But someday, when you're president or something.
Heather. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm so sorry. Come on.
Yeah, baby, I like it.
This time you can play. Gonna speak. So Janelle, when you take pictures, you taking pictures,
Like check, folks don't take checks.
I'm in the they do take checks. Make it out to her 16.
We're not putting nothing. I tell them you got your own pictures.
The ladies stuff, right? And I hear you, girl. I hear you. Well, you all ladies for it right there. You all there. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know?
But just seeing like growth and being able to study a lot of Saturn cycles, I just thought like I literally have footage from every one.
Wow. Oh, that is such good data. I mean, it's also, we don't want to ignore the fact that it's also sentimental.
Yeah.
And it's nostalgic, but it's amazing data.
It's like, this happened. But, you know, just learning more about yourself and seeing how, okay, I'll put it to you this way. As a Libra moon person, ma'am.
Yes.
How has the Aries energy been feeling to you? I've just been taking a look at some people, specifically Aries moon people, but we never, as much as I study them, I never talk about my good sis Libra moon people. Like, I feel like I understand y'all in a way that Aries moons is a whole different situation.
Right, but we're closer to the moon. Anybody with a Libra moon is in your face, so we're closer to the behavior that you've exhibited all your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like how I feel is how you act. So I would say that because this is a Saturn moon opposition, so it's dealing with this balance, and then with everything tilting over there, having to deal with Neptune opposing the moon, the Mars opposing the moon. I'm going to expose something about myself. It has been easy, not easy.
Okay.
It has been this, and blessed. This is why having a good partnership, good friendships, and good family fucking matter,
Yes.
Libra moon people especially, but Libra energy especially. There needs to be a balance, because when you have something that's teeter-tottering on the other end, you're going like this now, because I'm dealing with the opposition. And I have had extreme emotional fucking breakdowns over like the past couple of weeks, where I want to be so selfish, where I am seeing an imbalance in what I provide versus what I'm getting.
Yeah.
But it's not coming from, because there's confusion, I'm missing parts of that balance, right? And it isn't until I calm down where I start realizing that, oh, no, it's really not as bad as I'm thinking it is. It just feels that way in the moment. So I'm really feeling like any push towards crossing a boundary, any push towards something that makes me really not want to do something because I feel it's going to throw my balance off, I am reacting to it. What's the word that I want to use? How bad is it? Viciously? Right. I am vehement. My reaction to it is not good. It's something that I have to work on. Because I am so angry, because it's a buildup of every time that I have felt an injustice that I kind of, as a Libra moon, appease. I am an ex people pleaser, you know, and it's not easy dealing with people that are used to me people pleasing, coming to a full and very forceful no. I don't want to. And then when it gets pushed past that, I'm like, I don't even care. In order for me to have some sense of equilibrium, I am Ariesing the shit out of my opposition. So I'm cutting Mars all the way down. And it's a great power, but I'm because it's new, because I'm dealing, I wouldn't say it's new. It's been 28 years since I've experienced this, but now with more awareness and with the new planetary placements, it's a fantastic fucking power, because Pluto is a trine to that moon. Uranus is a trine to that moon. I have a great fucking power to harness equilibrium if I want to. And now I'm being given the power to do so, but I have to be careful, because it's, if I'm not, I'm gonna cut too deep. I'm gonna cut people too deep. I'm going to basically detach in the worst way possible. That is going to make me feel better, but it's going to leave a trail of burned trees behind me.
It's fascinatingly difficult energy to, you said it before about being appropriately selfish, and a lot of Libra placement people that I just know, and then I'm thinking about my own self, that's like been a major lesson that maybe feels like it's a little bit more pronounced right now.
Yes, it's very hard.
Yes, in a way where the challenges, the typical things, like I want to hear about like what you see or feel or experience out there, because oh my God, the amount of grace that some Libra placement people continuously give other people. Still resentment when that's not reciprocated, or if you've tried to give people grace from the standpoint of, okay, maybe they're not self-aware, maybe they're not realizing they're acting like this, they're not purposefully being assholes. There's a lot of buildup that can be contained about imbalance when it comes to a lot of things. Like, and we said a long time ago, like when you talk about any relationship and you look at it as seventh house stuff, like an agreement. Any relationship, it's an agreement, and people will be like, "No, it's not." And then I'm like, "All right, so what do you think it means when you're not friends with someone anymore? Somebody broke an agreement somewhere. Maybe you didn't a physical contract, but like if there was a betrayal, what did you betray?
Right, you made an agreement, you know, and a lot of people aren't vocal about that agreement. They don't, you know, like most people don't say, hey, I'm going to be your friend now. Will you be mine? And here are the terms of our friendship. You're just like, look, I vibe with this motherfucker. We cool. So we going to do this until I figure out what in the contract we're going to break. Most people don't know what they're breaking. You know, I've been friends with people, and people have been friends with me, where all of a sudden we just stopped talking, or they stopped talking to me, and come to find out I violated in some way. that I had no clue. You know what I mean? Right. So yes, you're right. People don't understand that. Yeah, you have entered in a contract with people, whether it's verbal or not. You've agreed to do something. With it's just as simple as if I drop something on the floor and you pick it up, you've agreed to help me.
Yeah.
Right then and there, you created a contract. What you said though about the buildup of imbalance and what this energy, and I suspect that a lot of Libra risings, Libra moons, Libra suns, heavy Libra stelliums have to be mindful in the same way that I am, is we're using the Aries energy to find balance by doing what Libra does, and that's match energy for energy. It's really what it is. And with me, with the moon in Libra, especially moons in Libra, I'm a mirror now. Now I'm going to mirror action. So here goes an example, because I don't mind. Nope, this isn't. I don't even have to preface it because I'm good. But there was one time, my husband and I were having an argument, and he started yelling and raising his voice. And even though I'm not a Libra, my moon is there, and tone. It's just the irritation.
Woo!
So he gets loud, and then I start getting loud. And then he tells me, now you're yelling. I'm not going to hear you if you're yelling. Here goes the appeasement of Libra. So I lower my tone, thinking like, okay, fine. I'll be the first one to make the move to lower my tone.
Yeah.
What would happen, this was in the past. Now, what would happen is once I lowered my tone, he would continue to yell. See the unfairness in that? In my appeasement, there's an unfairness. So now, when it happened, when the stellium entered into Aries, he started yelling. He said, lower your tone. And while yelling, I said, no, because every time I do that and I lower my tone, you get to stay yelling and I don't. So I'm going to keep this tone.
Either you're going
to tell me that or not. Just facing that mirror that has ceased the raising of the voice in the arguments now, right? And that's where the drunkenness of power with that trine from Pluto and Uranus and Gemini is going to come through, because really Libra can force balance. Their whole energy for Libra is balance. I'm here to balance shit. I'm here to make things on an equilibrium scale. You got a stellium there. When it comes to emotions and family and community, I'm here to balance that shit, because that's where my moon is. And as a Capricorn, it's my highest aspiration is Libra, is to be that mediator. Over time, I believe that energy has been corrupted, because look at how Libra has been used. Libra is the law. Libra is parts of the government. Libra is contracts. Yeah. And people have been betraying contracts. Laws have been corrupted. Even in places where people are supposed to agree. I don't know if you saw that video of poor liberals. I have feelings that are in the middle, so I don't care either way. But it was hilarious to watch, where they were trying to appease everyone in the fucking conference. This person didn't like loud noises. This person was like, I guess, misophonic and couldn't take the whispering. This person needed someone to address every part of their gender and their identity. And they could not start the meeting until everyone was appeased. This stellium in Aries and this trine that's going on with these very large power energy forces of Uranus and Pluto are giving Libra the power of what they really were supposed to do. And it's not the appeasement. Libra holds the sword. How they deal with other people is Aries.
I love how you said that. It feels especially potent. I know, of course, speaking to any Libra placement holders, but I'm like, girl, did you just affirm my life? I feel like Pluto in the first house, it's not as close to the ascendant as it could be. It's within about like 9 degrees. But like when you just said that, I was like, I've always kind of felt like that. Like for justice, for fairness. Like I don't like cheaters. As like, and even that has a caveat. Are you somebody because they cheated on you, or you got to get some get back? That's different. I don't know why, but in my Libra rising head, that's different.
No, it's different.
It's different.
Are you doing it because you need to escape an abusive relationship? You know what it is? It's, do you need to create another contract because the contract you were in was broken?
That's the question. That's the question.
Right.
And wielding the sword and being able to determine Well, I mean, very simply, do I care about being fair to this motherfucker? I think that's the wrap down of what I've seen a lot of things happen with people being appropriately selfish. For some people, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard for me when I've tried to do it until I came to a bit more of a balance, which is at the end of the day, I kind of have to untrain myself to think of other people first in certain situations. Only when
Right.
you're being taken advantage or not appreciated for what it is that like you're providing. You don't have to keep doing it. Nobody said you had to keep doing it. And
Right.
me, because it's the first thought to be conciliating, you treat guests a certain way, right? You treat people that you encounter in everyday life a certain way. Like, I'm gonna tell you a story. I don't know if it makes the video, but
Yeah.
I really almost flipped out on somebody this afternoon. Before we met and everything, I went and I got my weed. Which like that's always an adventure. And I made sure to like Uber there to the smoke shop and back, like one trip.
Right.
There's someone who works at the smoke shop who he's like a 52-year-old gay guy, white gay guy, lives small mountain town, kind of effeminate, but like you wouldn't necessarily know that directly by looking at him. He doesn't dress girly.
Right.
However, he's kind of taken a liking to me, like, oh, we should hang out, we should be friends. So like not even this Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving before, I stopped over his house on Thanksgiving, saw his entire house was Madonna motif. I was like,
Oh
oh,
God.
interesting person. But then I started noticing something. Every time I would go to get my wraps or my vape, that's the only reason I go in the shop. I don't go in there to see him. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't. This is a place in my neighborhood. Oh, we gotta hang out. And I'm like, why does he always want to hang out? And then is Terry gonna be there? He has a crush on Terry. He thinks Terry is attractive. And then there's been times where I've come into the store and I've been like, fuck, why did I choose to come here today? His heart had been broken. I came in one day and some Muslim black dude was coming out the back with him. And then that made him feel like he had to tell me all his business. And thus started the whole finding out you can't find anybody who's openly gay up here. You keep only finding DL men. They're all involved. This dude had a wife. You didn't gave him money. You didn't help his family. You didn't done all this stuff.
It's religious.
I know. So then he keeps pressing and pressing. And I'm just like, okay. So in my head, I'm going, if you were a woman, I would have punched you in the face by now. Like, there's only a certain way. Like, I feel like I can joke with certain people and they with me and know it's okay. But you want to keep like digging. It feels like you want to hang out with me so you can hang out with him.
Right, right.
I don't even like you that much to want to hang out with you like long term, but like really, like it got weird. So I got out my Uber. I had a nice Uber driver this time. He was so polite. I go in there, realize he's there. I try to pretend like I'm on the phone because like as soon as I'm walking past, I'm like, and I'm like,
what's going on? Yeah, because you know.
So okay, this is me. This is my Libra energy, right? I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean, but this has been building for a while. So as soon as I walk in, I'm just trying to point to what I want. Oh dang, y'all don't even have that many zigzag hemp wraps left. I usually get 2 of every kind, but give me like 10 of them, like whatever you have. And then he's like, what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, working, right? Here, I'm still being a way I don't even like being, but then I'm good at being fake. Like,
right.
And then he's like, oh, well, I got a lot on my mind. I'm not dealing with that dude anymore. And I'm just like, this is like this. Like, can you ring up?
Oh my God.
My mother fucking Rex. I got an Uber to get in. You just so then he's like, he said something about, well, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm paying attention to the wrong man. I was like, I've completely decentered, man. I say it just like that, right? And just leave it. Because now I'm testing things to see where the fuck they go. And he goes, oh, well, he misunderstood me. Because he goes, oh, well, no, I can never see you getting with a white man. I said, I don't give a fuck what color a man is.
Why did he think that? It had anything to do with the race of men.
Because he's like, hold on, I can tell you right now, like I'll always have some big just chocolate, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna fetishize black men again. Like, it's like that's the last thing I'm fucking thinking about. I just looked at him like this. I know he was about to be like, what happened to this bitch? But the last time I went in the store, I'm leaving. He says to the person coming in, that's my best friend. That has bothered me ever fucking since. Do you understand?
Because he involuntarily added you to a contract you didn't agree to.
He's also one of those people that's like, we should do a podcast. No, the fuck we shouldn't.
Oh my God. I have somebody
To take black dick. I don't care.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, I know that sounds very harsh, but that's what literally almost every conversation is.
Sound harsh to me.
Just like,
sounds perfectly on brand.
You take nigga, the fuck? Anyway, but I'm noticing conciliation is a little hard to come by. I think that some people are going to have to learn something that they may not want to learn. There's going to be like a splintering. And I feel like it's scary to hear it put this way to most people because most people don't think there's enough anyway, right?
Yeah.
You talked about it before when you talked about who the fuck nobody knows it follows. Oh my God, who's leading? Now
right.
Splintering from traditional authoritative so-called spaces. We've already seen that kind of like tick up and tick up and tick up continuously, like with the red pill community, but it's happening with people not being as inclined to lean a particular way politically because they're like, this is all bullshit. It's going
right.
religion in a lot of ways, especially all this different stuff with the Epstein files. And people are like, you don't know who to trust. So this is creating an opportunity that I just keep seeing happen with people. And it's like, you're right on the cusp of it, but it's like, how the fuck do I navigate this? Everything is changing. You don't have to be you know how some people are like, well, if you're not going to be like Beyonce level of singer, then what's the point of singing type thing? And I always thought that was stupid. Like,
yeah, me too.
Like that. But instead of us even looking at things in that way anymore, there's so many leaders or people who pop up to be the people who take the mantle of helping the dumb people. Oh God, did I say it that way? I mean,
no, I'm sure anyone who would engage with us anyhow or engages with this type of content feels the same, most likely feels the same way. I find that you only align, your audience is in your chart.
That's true.
And who you wish to speak to is in your chart. Now, there's a spectrum of those because sometimes you get those people who are on the lower, like when you find out that somebody has done something incredibly, I was going to say it,
heinous, especially heinous.
Right. And then your sign placements.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're giving me a bad thing.
That was me and Coach Stormy. Like, bitch basically had my almost exact same chart. She was just born in February the year I was born. I was like, for fuck's sake, bitch.
Right. Like, there's who could use this better.
Yes. I'm like, see, I can't be that type of person.
Right. So we're speaking to our audience. So they're the ones that understand where we're coming from. I don't even think they would be offended because they're probably within that realm where they're understanding the change in people's intellect. Like when I made a comment, I think it was to ASTRO, and I said that I'm waiting for a brain reset, and she's like, I'm waiting for the same thing too. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to. Like, and this is Uranus and Gemini anyway. Reset the brain. Reset us. Give us a different fucking field. And I want to acknowledge that even when we're speaking about relationships, I find it very interesting that we're in the Aries part of it, because the Aries, that whole stellium there, and even you talking about the Libra, that whole cardinal has a lot to do with the structure of relationships.
Yeah.
Because as its archetype, it is the mother and the father, which is the Cancer and Capricorn. And it's the contract and the individual, the marriage and the individual. So this cardinal aspect of everything really deals heavily with having to do with the structure or the foundation of relationships. And I noticed that, for example, when I saw that Charleston White video where he was telling the men that they need to start with, he's like, how do we fix it? And he said, start with apologizing to all the women that you've harmed, or even if you feel like you didn't do anything wrong. And all those McNiggas lost their shit. Like, it was the worst thing you could have ever asked a man to do, was to apologize. And he was even saying, because I could understand the context. He was all like, you have to start with an even playing field.
Yeah.
Let's balance the shit out first and then work from there. And this time you be the bigger person to go and do this and just apologize, whether you feel like you've done anything wrong, to allow some kind of new contract to exist. There were a lot of men in those comments who were saying these men are stupid. Shocked the shit out of me. But someone made a point in the comments. Right. But there was the person in the comments who said, just judging by the change in the attitude of these comments was something that she was not expecting either. Says the same thing that you said. We're on the precipice of something that we could take advantage of to change.
Yeah.
It is just like that young man that I was mentoring. It's just like my son who I mentor. It's just like my boys that I'm raising now, to even give them this, how to treat their sister, or how a relationship should work. There is a blossoming of a brain reset and the lack of leadership, because the leaders that we have, they look stupid. The way that they're like, you can tell that what they're doing is so outdated, because this Pluto in Aquarius is like, ain't you want some new shit yet? Like, this is so old. Right. Like how you said, if you're not going to be a Beyonce singer, nigga, we can get money off of being artists just off of social media. We don't even need to be signed to anyone.
Yeah.
People they see it happening. They don't want to put a name to it, or they can't put a name to it. And there is a great fear of losing it. And that's where that crack is going to happen, because they're seeing it. Take Drewski, for instance. This motherfucker is a YouTube star getting ready to host the BET Awards, making fun of political people and still making it.
This
would not have happened 20 years ago.
No.
At all.
No.
Somebody would have wanted to own his name, and we would have seen a sellout. We would have seen him, an actual, like, if he signed with a big corporation, his whole fucking platform change over as they use him and mind the rest of the fans who are just loyal because it's Drewski. I'm like, I'm using that as an example, but now fan bases are collapsing just by being immoral. Look at the issue with David. You know about the singer David?
It went down, ma'am.
Look. There's not even
with that.
Girl. My son put me on to that whole situation before it exploded to where it was. So I've been like, lightweight, right? Look at our generation. Or not our generation, our upcoming generation, our Gen Z. Like, I'm almost kind of fed up with millennials. And I am a millennial, but I see the damage that we have fucking done because we have been too extreme. We are extreme and we're babies because we're trying to capture our childhood, and because we're so focused on reliving. Like, I am nostalgic for video gaming and 90s music, and I want to stay young and relive the youth in my era because of how crushed we were when we were growing up. We have the generation of Pluto and Scorpio. That shit's not easy.
No.
Shit is hard as fuck. I don't care what nobody. It has been difficult watching power struggles and situations of betrayal, and watching the sex revolution enter into us, and now we have diseases everywhere. Like, millennials have, because we have a damaged childhood, that square to Leo, that fixed sign with dealing with Pluto. We have really caused a lot of damage in what society is, in hijacking fucking social justice situations and making it all about our extreme fucking viewpoints. That we essentially, because we are the we're the 12th house of the Pluto and Sagittarius generation. And the Pluto and Sagittarius generation is the people that are part of the Gen Z, right? They are, and Gen Alpha is the Pluto and Capricorn generation and shit. So we'll figure it out with them. But we are really, our Pluto is the 12th house of our Gen Z. So I'm so sick of seeing millennials talking bad about the Gen Z era. Motherfuckers, y'all helping to raise them. Stop doing that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're sitting there saying that these children aren't learning and it's because of motherfucker, yes, it is because of the parents. It's also the teachers too. They're millennials teaching these children. You're so focused on you. You don't understand how focused Pluto is in Scorpio. It's obsession. And we are not obsessed with raising no children because it's a square to fucking Leo. Now, granted, because of my awareness to that, I had to pull myself out of trying to sow therapy myself, sow therapy in my generation to fucking pay attention to the children that I'm raising underneath me, who are going to be much better at this shit than I ever was.
Yeah.
The Pluto and Scorpio generation is very selfish in that ideal, which they're going to struggle with that whole opposition from fucking Aries to Libra, because they have to deal with Libra. Libra is our 12th house, and it's the 12th house of every Pluto and Scorpio person.
Yes. Have fun. I don't want to sound insensitive to it, because I do get that, especially from the standpoint of all the things that your generation went through. Jesus.
Yeah, we went through hell, so we don't fuck about nobody after us. We're trying to fix us.
It's too much blame. I mean, like, even in the scope of like, oh my God, I hate when I see like somebody like my age or older screaming at the kids about, you don't know where this comes from or that comes from. I'm like, I've never had to talk to my kids like that about music. There's hardly never heard of. So what? Like, for the most part, like, they heard what they heard because they heard it around me. And even in people being like, oh, well, like, your music is just, oh, I'm overdosing on drugs and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, these people were raised by a generation of people who in rap music sold fucking drugs. What the fuck do you think? One thing's the result of the other. It doesn't make a lot of sense to hear some of the things that you hear, considering what do you think your participation was in your generation to music? What do you think y'all
like
did?
You're contributing to the and that's why I said that obsession with self, that obsession with the past, that obsession with trying to recapture something and not, because fixed signs don't fucking move. They get forced to move. You know, you're
out there right now, Maria. That's what I'm writing about right now, because I like snapped one day. I was like, that's it. There's a bunch of fixed signs I want to stomp a mud hole in. And I see, like you said, I can see. You can see.
Clear as day.
No, y'all got. We'll call it change or die. That's what the theme of my thing is. I used to say that for like boomers, because I was like, if they're Pluto and Leo, well, damn, that's fucked up. That's my mom's generation. But that's true. But Oprah said something like that. But not that makes it good. She just said, we just have to wait for these people to die.
Yeah.
It really is. Some of them have to get murdered, like, and have to rebuild from nothing. Y'all chose die. Y'all don't like change. It's clear. Like, I just keep seeing it and build, and I'm just like, wow, it's happening with so many people I talk to. It's happening with people at work.
I am so worried about the children and our youth. This Pluto and Aquarius opposes the sign of children and the sign of youth. And this is the Pluto square. This is why I said, like, millennials, the Pluto and Scorpio motherfuckers, we're going to get forced to change. And that's why I'm going with it, because I don't want to be forced. I want to go, because this is our Pluto square. Yeah. We're dealing with our Pluto square, which means we're going to deal with the ramifications of what we put out into society and how we've actually shaped this shit to be what it is. This shit is our fault too, just like it was every generation before. So we don't get to exclude ourselves talking about it was Gen X and Zennials and Boomers, and then want to put yourself in the middle and say these Gen Z kids and Gen Alpha kids don't know how to read, don't know how to do this, don't know how to do. Motherfucker, y'all are the adults.
Nobody ever thinks about that part. It's just so fascinating. I can even see it there was something that came up about children in Philadelphia. This kid got suspended from school because he basically went around and he was showing how much his classmates can't read.
Read the index card for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were. Who's this for? Extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
Now explain what that means.
I don't know.
She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro, but somewhat gooch.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore. Bro, I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
She wore a. Oh, baby. She wore a silhouette of clothes that were. Bitch, I don't know that word. I don't even know how to read. I don't know why I did it.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were extraordinary, but somewhat gauche.
All right, now what does that mean?
I have no idea. Like his clothes is nice or something like that.
She wore a. I don't know what this shit say. I don't know what this shit say. I don't know what this shit say. I can't read it. Can't read it. Can't read it. Cancel back.
Oh,
It's kind of like it hurt your feelings a little bit because, okay, I am half of a product of the Philadelphia school system. I went to school in the Philadelphia school system for 6 years and I had the best time. It could be because my mom was behind the scenes making sure I got put where I needed to because they wanted to force me to be with kids my age. And she was like, no, she can handle first grade and different stuff like that. I saw the beauty of stuff. I also saw the problems with her being a teacher. Like when this is Bush's fault. I'm saying he never catches enough slack for this. He's never going to pay the price. She used to call it the 24-year plan. No child left behind. If you can, okay, you can get left down twice. The way the schools are handling things, the limited resources they would give them. But she's like, giving blood, it's an option, but that's not what I'm supposed to do as a teacher. But you're going to double fail these kids for it to take them twice as long to get out of school, to not really have learned anything, because you're not allowing us to deal with their individual problems in a way that actually makes sense, in a real day-to-day sense, and not some theoretical sense from above. Like, she's worked different types of classes. She's had a 5th grade, half 6th grade class. I used to be like, how the fuck do you, like, I would be like, oh, I wouldn't want 2 different grades. They figured out how to do things. But now our school system has lost a lot of money.
And then, like I said, these fucking kids are being raised by my generation and those last little tidbits of the Pluto and Libra people who still have children that are in the school system.
Listen,
we're also the teachers. We're also the people that are in government now. If you think about it, anybody between the ages of 30 and 40 is us. This is us. It's no longer. And I think when you said that that people aren't aware of that, they're so fucking detached from what the reality is because the scale is so big that you don't realize that the people that you're voting in for office, or the people that you're voting in to be teachers, or the school structure, or the parents that are running these children, were in school with you.
Yes.
They are coming from the same place you came from.
I remember some of y'all in school. That's all I'm just going to say. It just was not.
Okay. I also know some of these people that, like, I knew Gavin Newsom before he became governor. I was at a party he was at.
Okay.
I was an adult. We were in an adult space, which means I am just watching the same people I'm growing up with. They are no longer so far removed that these are my mother's or my mother's mother's generation in charge of these systems. It's now us that are in charge of these systems.
I love it. You're absolutely right. Oh my God. You know what? That makes me think of how many people weren't necessarily prepared for this. I sometimes sit and think, remember when we used to be like, oh, the 90s was just 20 years ago. And then one day I looked up and I was like, I can't say that anymore. When did that happen?